Also federation, sport federation, of course, should be helping the clubs. I would say not only money-wise, but it's very important also educational-wise, because not everything is money. Sometimes, you know, the education can bring much more than just giving the money. I just would like to repeat what our president, Mr. Blatter, very often says, and he says, if somebody is hungry, you don't give him a fish, but you teach him how to fish. So that's why the educational part is very important, and that's where federation should be really playing a leading role. Of course, we have also private entities, the private owners, who could be very helpful in financing the clubs, helping the structure to grow. Here we have to see that, I don't know how many clubs so far are private in your country, but I suppose it's very, very little percentage of all the clubs that exist in your country. So again, we have to be thinking, are we going to say we have to privatize everybody, or are we going to make different structure for different categories, for different leagues? Of course, private capital is very important capital and can bring a club very far, but we shouldn't be limiting this only structure. The other possibility that we should be thinking is to teach the clubs, as I said, the teaching, learning is important, how to finance themselves. You know, to think a little bit more commercially, not to wait only for money to fall from somewhere. And here we have several opportunities. You know, thinking commercially, it is trying to get the sponsors, trying to get more commercial rights. You know, it doesn't need, sometimes it doesn't need to be somebody who is bringing millions. It can be a small service, it can be a small financial money, but just try to get and go for it. Of course, sponsors are not only giving, they also want something in return. So we should learn how to treat a sponsor. What should be the return they are expecting from us? But to have a sponsor, and there are, again, I have to address the government, we have to create an environment that is favorable for the sponsorship. Clear enough, if I am a sponsor, I want to be present, I want to gain from my exposure into sports. And for that, of course, what do I need? I need the TV emissions of the sports, I need the games to be televised, because there I can see my advertisement, there I can have the spots on the TV. But to be televised and that the people watch, we need to show the games when the people are free, when they are back home from school, back home from work. So we need a prime time. We need, you know, the game to be transmitted on the TV 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening. But for that, we need lights in the stadium. It's very difficult to transmit a game when it's dark. Even the players, they can't play really if it's dark. So again, we are talking not only about the sponsors, but we are talking also about the favorable environment for the sponsorship. Another important possibility how to finance the sport is betting. I don't know really how the betting in your country is organized, but in many countries, the betting really should serve to help the sports. And be frank, I mean, if you are looking at the bettings, how much percentage of the betting is on the football? So we really can say that the betting lives on football. And the question is, why football not should benefit of this betting? And then again, it's on the government and on the federation, the sport organization, to decide how do they want to split the benefit of the betting. Do we want to use it for the infrastructure? Do we want to use it for the youth? But betting is definitely a very important source of income. Another possibility how to help the clubs to finance themselves is the tax law. The tax should be, of course, favorable to the sports. They could have some release on the tax. They could have, for example, what is very often, that on all the material and all the infrastructure on their income, probably the other different tax rate could be applied than it's applied in another areas. So these were only a few thoughts on how to organize the football. These were the basic thoughts I think that everybody should be thinking about and should be putting the questions, because there is not a model that is applicable everywhere. We can be speaking and giving you some best practices that we have seen, also from the countries having your culture, having your traditions. But without answering to these questions that we were just now talking about, I think it will be very difficult to find the mode that would fit you the best. And I hope we will use this opportunity today and the next days and months to go through it and to find the solution that would fit your country the best. Thank you very much.